That's where he's got the mask.
And what's going on, everyone? My name is Zombie Completely Circuit Podcast, episode 53. As you know, I got my good friend Joe here.
Hi.
Joey's trying a new personality today, so I don't know. We'll see where that goes. And we have the wonderful Erin,
A new
Hello.
personality.
and she's apparently making an adjustment to the camera. I think we're good.
Your head is getting
Oh, my
cut
head
off
is
a little
cut.
bit.
Here, I'll just shrink it down. I hear.
It's that big brain of
I
yours.
fixed
We
it.
can't
I
keep
hear
it.
an audio. Someone's got it playing somewhere. Not me.
It might be me.
It might hear.
No. My thing's off. It's not me.
It was me.
Now it's-
I'm
oh,
sorry.
that was
I'm
Aaron.
sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
And,
Damn it.
of course, we obviously have Brandy.
Hello, everyone. How's it going?
Yay!
Thank you, Joey.
Well, and you might as well just punch me right in the face. I have no idea what I'm doing now. And we have Mike back on the show with us.
Boo!
He's back in town, and he's here.
Hi, Joey. I love you. Hi, guys.
Okay.
Welcome.
There goes our ratings.
Well,
Mike's on the show.
well, I mean, technically speaking, it's hard to admit. Well, that's not important. What's important, though, is lots of stories this week, lots of things to cover. And what we're going to start doing, guys, is we're gonna actually. I heard somebody say something. I don't know exactly what it was.
That was me.
Being weird.
Keep going.
Okay. So, this is what we're going to do. In order to help you guys feel a little bit more included, we're actually going to be posting the links to the stories that we're viewing in the chat. So you guys will be able to, what's what I'm looking for?
Click on them.
View
Click on them, follow along, stuff like that. But if you're on mobile, it might take you away. Excuse me, sorry.
Unless you have YouTube Premium, in which case it'll play over while you're looking at it.
It'll
This
play
is true.
over while you're looking at it, but if you're looking at a tablet or a desktop or something like that, you should be able to do both. So that's something. And the other thing I need to start doing, as I've been told many times, be sure to hit the notification bell and all that stuff like that, so you guys know when the show's about to start.
You say that at the end of the show.
No, I don't say the notification bell part. Not the notification bell. The notification bell part is important. They got to hit the bell. I hate saying it, but they got to hit the
Isn't
bell.
it common
is.
sense?
No, it's really not, because when you subscribe to a channel, you think that you're going to get the notifications, but the notifications are set off. But then if you do just hit the bell and do like personalized notifications, you don't get like all of the notifications that you care about. They only send you like some of them. So you have to like hit the notification bell
all.
and then change it
I
to all
always choose
notifications.
turn notifications off.
I mean, that's fine. That's what you do. But we need everyone to, if you want, to go ahead and hit that button. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to get the stories. And we have a special segment, too, that we're going to be doing week
boy.
to week.
Really? Can't wait.
Okay, well, and Joey hits the weight rack. Sam's in the chat, so that's a whole thing. Okay, let's go ahead and get this thing started. So our first story is about Gigabyte. And for anybody who doesn't know what Gigabyte is a company that makes PC gaming hardware. Mike brought the story in, so I'm going to go ahead and let him get a little in depth with what's been going on with them. So what you got, Mike?
Okay, so I want to be clear that I'm not an expert. I got some information. I gave you guys the links for this. But Gigabyte basically is a provider of a lot of PC components out there. They have a lot of fancy stuff. They have the Aorus motherboards. They have the power supply units. They have the graphics cards. Recently, the power supply units have been having issues where they have failure, and some of them outright have exploded. And when reached out for RMA, they basically go, oh, okay, well, that's fine. We'll analyze it. They analyze it, and they send the same model, not the same one, but the same model back, which apparently they have known to have for failure. So that's been a big issue that they've been going through lately.
What? There was another thing that happened, too.
Oh, yeah. I was waiting.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. Walk us
the
through it.
The other funny thing that I heard, and I read this online, is that their RMA servers apparently got hacked by ransomware. And now if you're trying to get your components back, you're going to have a hard time because they turn those servers off. So, for example, if you just wasted thousands of dollars on getting a new 30 series graphics card and it had a malfunction, you send it in for RMA, you may be SOL.
And that sucks.
Huh?
Basically,
I feel the same
they
way.
made a
Joey.
bunch of, because of the chip shortage, long story short, because of the chip shortage, they've been being a little less strict on the quality of the cards and stuff that's been going out. So crap has been going out. Bad products. People have been RMAing them, saying that they have issues. They're bringing them in. And in order to manage like which cards are what, serial numbers, addresses, yada yada, they put that shit on servers, which then got hit by ransomware, And they did this knowingly. So they were sending the cards out knowingly that they had issues. If I have that right, Mike.
The graphics cards, no. It's the power supply.
Oh, the power
units.
supply units. So now that the shit's on ransomware, basically, if they get locked out of their data, there's a good chance that they won't know who to send cards to. So this might be the end for Gigabyte. And I mean, they've never been that big of a company, but
Well, no, they were big for a short while, but their practices among circles are well known. I've had serious issues with them in the past where they pissed me off, but I don't want to. Do you want me to share with that? or-
No, please, no. God, no.
go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
All right, fine. So this happened during the first. I'm sorry, Joey.
No, don't
It's okay,
apologize to him.
buddy.
No, there's never apologize to Joey.
I just feel bad. Anyway, so,
Don't feel
It's our
bad.
slogan.
So anyway, back when I was first building the computer that I'm currently using now, I went with the original Ryzen. This is back during the original Ryzen run. I had the 1600,
Joey's camera.
1600, and this is way back when.
Ignore me.
I had the Aorus motherboard and it was having issues, and I was trying to figure out what was going on. I couldn't overclock, couldn't do anything. My RAM was stuck at an abysmally slow speed. And basically, I reached out to consumers, their support line, and the support line basically told me, "Oh well, did you damage it through overclocking?" No, I didn't damage it at all. It's perfectly fine, looks fine, no burn marks, nothing like that.
Hold on, there might be a lag on Mike's camera here. Hold on, let's see. yeah, there. It seems like there. Hold on, let's see.
Fairly sure there's a lag, considering, yeah.
It looks
Oh,
like
yeah.
a lag on my end
Yeah,
too.
he's got
compared to other
he's got an
people.
epic lag. Okay, you just keep talking. Somebody talk. I'll go ahead and let me
I'll
go.
keep talking. It's
let me
okay.
get this,
No one wants to see me. They just want to, see Joey.
He's camera.
So,
All right, we're gonna have to do a recap.
so anyway,
Was
basically
that
what
a
happened.
joke? Was that an insult?
No,
That,
it's the truth.
wrong. Oh,
So anyway,
Never touch me again.
You have to double click and reconnect.
So anyway, what happened basically was this guy told me to mess around with my CMOS battery, and I told him that I shouldn't do that. He said, "Go ahead and do it."
Still
I did that. I did a few other steps that he did it that he recommended, and eventually it damaged my motherboard.
Should be good.
To which he said that voided my warranty. I said, "But you instructed me to do this," and he said, "No, he didn't," and the phone line disconnected. And when I tried reaching back out, they basically told me, "Well, you did it. It's not our fault."
I missed that. It appears as though the audio sync issue has been corrected, but I missed that stuff. Was it?
Basically, he was essentially tricked by one of the representatives to void his own warranty, and then when he tried saying, "But you told me to do it," they're like, "No, we didn't," and then they just screwed him out of it.
That was amazing.
That's not a good company.
That's a great way of telling the story. Short and to the point. Not narration. The goddamn word that I can't say, but people
Narration?
know. Yeah, don't do that. I go to sleep.
He's just elaborating.
Maybe I'm trying to get you to go to sleep.
Fuck you now.
No, you definitely don't want people to go to sleep. If you get Joey to go to sleep, I mean, that's
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to put Joey to sleep, specifically Joey.
When I look
It
at
would be
you,
a
I go to
present to
sleep.
you, Dom.
Good.
Your presence.
you know, Mike.
Good.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Fuck you.
This story is. I find this story incredibly interesting because, for one, the ransomware shit is like
Look like a ransom.
it's a totally different. What the fuck?
Huh?
I don't know what you said. So for anybody who doesn't know what ransomware is, but I'm sure you've heard of it at some point or another, it's basically when some software gets on your machine, it encrypts all your data, and then you got to pay money in the form of Bitcoin, which they are like. There's a whole subsection of that, which effectively, like, for the people, like, okay, hold on, I'll get into that in a second. So they encrypt your data, and you have to pay a ransom, and then that's the only way to get the key. And if you don't pay it within a certain amount of hours, like, you lose all your crap, right?
Or they publish it into the dark web, depending on what they're taking.
Depending on, yeah, so there's all sorts of stuff. And it's funny because the amazing part is the irony is that Gigabyte, per what Mike was saying, has shitty customer service. Yet you hear people talk about the ransomware folk, and they get them on the phone. And they are like the most pleasant people to talk to. They want to help you. They just want to make sure that you're not confused. Like, they get like people that are technically illiterate, like, your stereotypical like seniors and what have you. They figure out, their instructions are so clear on how to buy Bitcoin,
Yeah.
and they do it.
I think the whole point of that is if they make someone mad enough to be like, you know what, fuck this, I don't need this data, and then they just don't do it. But instead, if you're pleasant, whatever, it's kind of like once you have the fish on the hook, you don't want to pull so hard that it struggles. You want to slowly reel it in.
They know
Slowly
to
reel it in.
apply their subjects with honey.
I mean, yeah, why matter? You have all the power. Like, if they try to piss you off, like, at the end of the day, you're the one trying to get $300.
Yeah.
It's like, You
so
have
you
all
may
the
as
cards.
well be pleasant. You may as well, because you don't want them to get frustrated with the process.
Right.
You don't want them to get pissed off and decide, I don't need this.
Right.
You know, essentially it's just a way to make sure you get that money.
But why don't businesses do this shit?
Because
That's my question.
businesses know that they actually have stuff. The businesses are cocky enough to believe that the product that they're offering will bring people back, even if their customer service is shitty. And depending on the product, it's true. You know, like certain merchants, such as Amazon, is such a big like shipper at this point.
Amazon customer service is bomb diggity though. Every time I've ever interacted with them, be it returns, exchanges, anything, it's no questions asked. They just do it.
Meanwhile, for fraud claims, they are shite. Like, when the fraud comes
Oh,
up,
well.
they're just like, oh, well, you know, I can't see. It's like, I don't know, there's so many, like, hoops to jump through when your Amazon account is hacked, trying to prove it's a bitch. The second you
Yeah.
dispute something like that, they'll do everything they can to be like, well, here's the information we have to prove that our customer did it, even though it wasn't really that. You know, and they don't offer returns. And, you know, if we dispute something before they talk to Amazon's just like, well, make sure you dispute it through your, you know, banking. And then once we do, the documents come in. I'm pretty sure it's automated, but it's still a pain in the ass for the customer, because if their account was hacked and Amazon isn't keeping track, then, you know, it's going to look like the customer did it.
Well, the problem is too is if they buy a bunch of crap from third party people, that changes. Unless it doesn't, unless the transaction still goes through Amazon, but I think it goes direct to the individual to some degree or another. No?
Potentially.
Because
So-
then it changes it, right? Because it's not Amazon doesn't have the ability to go into their bank account and you know, give money back. Like you basically have to either take it up with the seller but it depends if it's third party or not. I don't know.
Most of the time, it looks like it's going straight through Amazon. The only time I've seen that is through PayPal. Now, that is where the third-party stuff
Right.
comes in, and then the seller will be like, well, no, here's the information we have, and PayPal's just like this annoying person to go through to get the actual frickin' information, because you actually call, like, say, eBay about this, like, well, this was done through PayPal's thing, so we don't have any information.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, great, cool, thank you for nothing, bye. You know?
Funny thing is, I remember
How?
after the Gigabyte incident that I told you about, I went and got an ASRock Taichi, the X370 model, and I only had one issue with it. I called customer service, and they were like, you know, ASRock customer service, how can I help you? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm having an issue with the board. Oh, what is it? Can't even remember what it was at the time. And the guy goes, oh no, that's perfectly normal. Your RAM's not suitable. Here's what you do: you flash a BIOS. He gave me a quick rundown of how to do that, even though I knew how to do it, and I was fine.
So now we're doing accents.
No, I was just doing that for the fun of it, Joey. You know, fun.
He did kind of fly that in there. I was a little like, oh.
We're doing accents now.
I mean, if you don't,
I'm sorry, Joey, if you're the
We're
enemy
doing-
of fun.
We're doing accents.
Joey is the enemy of fun. This is a true statement. This is true. Well,
You know, I have a Gigabyte.
You do?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Motherboard. You know that one.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, it was a computer that I have right now. It works perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I built that computer
Really?
with that gigabit motherboard.
Gigabit.
Gigabyte. I don't fucking care. It's spelled the same right.
What
Same
kind of
way.
graphics
It's
card you
actually
got,
not.
Joey?
It's with a Y.
You know what? Fuck. The fact is that I have a gigabyte motherboard, and it works great, and I have no complaints, and you guys are just complaining just to complain.
Well, okay. But the recent, you know what? It's not important. What's important
You
is
might
hopefully
be the exception, not the rule, Joey.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
there are original Xbox 360s that still run, but they had a 50% red ring of death yield rate. So
I'm just saying.
thank you, Brandy.
Those people I feel bad for. I'm saying just between Mike and Brandy.
What's that? I can't.
You guys complaining
There you go. There
drives
you
me
go.
nuts.
Pull it deep in. Really.
You would
Speak
know how
from
to
the
pull
gut.
it deep in.
I'm
huh?
asking you to pull it deep in
Yeah.
because you clearly don't know.
Of course I wouldn't. And what's going on?
Okay. I wanted to make a joke about Kelly, but I respect Kelly too much.
How about I say, don't go for
There
the
is
girlfriend.
respect
There's
for Kelly
enough
that stopped at
with
the tragedy.
Joey for you
Yeah.
to insult without having to bring
Seriously.
Kelly into it.
Wow, you have to bring my fiance into this?
Yes, but so hopefully though, for
This
anyone
is
who
bullshit.
has dealt with this Gigabyte RMA shit, hopefully you guys will get your stuff because I know those graphics cards have been very
Can't
expensive.
work under these circumstances.
But we're going to be jumping into the next story here, which I think is kind of a big deal for some of us here. I know we have our Android aficionado here.
You mean our anti-Apple people?
Oh, here we
Because
go.
now you,
No,
have you have a second one here now.
Great.
So-
Mike is more Android neutral. He's not opposed.
Mike's going to go into
I-
a story now.
Yeah, once upon a time.
Here we go.
Once upon a time, folks.
Too loud.
Once upon a time when
Too
I was
loud.
younger, you know.
Too loud.
No, it was fine. It was very. It's not important. What's important though is,
Yeah.
Aaron, do you wanna? I don't know.
do.
Okay, go ahead and walk us into this one. I'm gonna go ahead and paste the link in the chat for people.
Good for you.
Okay.
Fuck you,
So-
Joey.
Hostility.
The iPhone 13 event date and when it's going to be launched have been leaked by reputable. Is that the right word?
Reputable.
Reputable.
Leak
That's what you said.
dude
Same shit.
named John Prosser, and it's going to be September 14th will be the announcement of the iPhone 13 with a launch the day before my birthday on September 24th.
Wow,
So we know what Aaron wants for her birthday.
They really don't leave any gap there, huh?
Nope.
Happy
No,
birthday,
they usually
Aaron.
don't. Usually after, it's usually
Thank
a
you.
week. The pre-orders usually happen either
Brandy's
the same
is right
week
now.
or the following week, and then the phones get shipped the next week after that. Although with the chip shortage, it's been interesting because I've heard that like companies are preparing for whenever Apple releases new shit because they take priority in any chip manufacturing because they're such a big client and they sell so many units. So hopefully this time, I know last year I think it was one of the versions of the phones got delayed by like a month or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't know. We'll
It was
keep-
the mini, wasn't it?
no, I think it was the Max.
regular.
I think it was the Max.
Was it the Max?
I think it was the Pro Max. I think it was.
You know, it's interesting. Now there's going to be a shortage, and there's going to be a shortage of supplies. Now they can just increase the prices even more. Yay!
Actually,
Apple.
supposedly they're making them cheaper.
Really?
Yeah, so they're going to have the Max model, which is going to be the full-size screen version without all the Pro stuff. So for people who want the bigger phone, so what's happening is like people want everyone I've ever seen with an iPhone more often than not usually gets the bigger screen. That's not for everyone. I know that Aaron has a smaller one. I know a few people, but Joey likes
I'd
the
have
bigger
the
one.
mini if I could.
But there are a lot of people who go out and get the Pro one, the Pro Max. That was the only one that had the bigger screen. So now they're going to be making a sub $1,000 6.5-inch phone that doesn't have all the camera lenses and all the extra crap.
That's good. That's something you've been talking about for a while that they need to do because
Yeah.
all these people buy the Pro model that don't need the Pro model. They just buy it for the screen size.
Right, and that's big in the rumor mill. I think people are really going to like that. I heard a bunch of stuff about like the Mini either existing or not existing. I'm not entirely sure. Apparently, another fucking camera or some modification of the camera array. I've heard ProMotion, yes. Under-screen fingerprint sensor, no. Lightning port, still yes. No Type-C, no wireless, no portless. No improvement to water resistant or anything like that. And I think there'll be some other slight tweaks and modifications, but no like a big groundbreaking feature. I think it's just going to be fucking ProMotion and a bunch of camera shit. So I'm not particularly excited about this one, but we'll see. Because what the fuck else can you really do to the damn thing? I mean, it's like, is it going to start fucking flying around and? Oh, Aaron's doing a look.
Mind your own business.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I don't know. It was just a strange,
Well,
look that she made.
I won't lie to you. If the iPhone made a phone that could literally turn to a jet and fly you around, I'd be the first person to buy it.
Yeah.
It'd be $18 million on contract.
Which, by the way, I'm pissed off at everyone's perception of the future. Oh, by the year 2000, we'll fly in cars.
Oh God, no.
We
Oh,
can
God.
barely drive cars on the ground.
Yeah.
This is true.
And we want to be in the air?
Oh, we'll give it automated. Yeah.
I'd
We'll end up
rather be
parked in
on the
someone's
ground.
apartment.
Great. Now we have to worry about drunk flying. That'll be a great time.
Yeah, that was just exactly what I was thinking. Like flying under an FUI.
Flying under the influence. Yeah, that's gonna be a great time. This new flying car crashed into a preschool filled
We're
with
gonna
children.
have fucking
Gonna
real
get
life cyberpunk.
FUIs.
So wait. If a flying car was pulled over, did they just stay in the air and the guy gets like a jetpack on and flies over?
Yeah, how do they hover and shit? That's actually a really good point. Like, would
I've
they?
seen a hover jetpack, and that shit's fire, man.
Oh yeah, no, it's super cool. But like, imagine it's like a car. Like, does it hover? Like, how do you pull them over? And it's all in 3D space. So like, what if their car can maneuver better than the cop car?
Those car chases have to be legit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's some
Me and
sci-fi shit
Aaron
right
over
there.
here just
No,
like, yeah.
the cops go and say, "Put your wheels on the ground so we can chase you."
Yeah, exactly.
Land your vehicle.
Yeah.
Return to ground bound. I
Didn't
remember.
they have that in, like, what was that?
Your
The-
vehicle.
Wasn't that like a Total Recall movie where they had that where they were like upside down on the bridge chasing after him or
I
something?
have no idea.
They had lots of movies with that kind of shit. Like, or what was it? Which Star Wars was it? When not Star Wars. No, I'm thinking of Star Trek. When they're in the second movie with Chris Pine,
Oh, you're
And-
talking about the one with Ben Cumberbatch and
Yeah, Benedict
who's-
Cumberbatch.
who's
He's like,
Khan.
we're gonna fit. We're gonna fit.
Into
we're gonna
Darkness,
fit."
I think is what it
yeah, Into
was.
Darkness. I really like that one. So that's a short story. We have a bigger one here though. So, I don't know what we've heard about Halo Infinite.
Oh, jeez.
There's a lot, but we'll start with this, then we'll branch into the other stuff here. So I know we have some Halo fans in the audience.
And in the
well,
room.
I know there's guaranteed one, and in the room, and even Aaron loves the Halo stuff. So Aaron, you want to walk us into this story, and then we can.
I do.
there's
This
a-
is
there's a lot here.
super exciting. So the Halo Infinite release date got officially announced for December 8th of this year, which is awesome because they initially said that it was going to be next year. So if they are doing things better than they had expected, because based on everything they've said, I don't think that they would release it and it be like a Cyberpunk situation just to release it, but who knows, I could be totally wrong. Anyway, in order to commemorate the 20th anniversary of Halo, they are releasing a limited edition, if I can find a picture, Series X Xbox. Where's
Yes.
the picture?
I saw the controller.
I saw the
Not,
control. Yeah.
not to rain on anyone's parade, I might be mistaking this for a different game, but isn't part of the issue that they weren't releasing like multiplayer or co-op or something?
Yeah, they weren't
like that?
releasing a co-op version or
Right, there's
or
parts missing.
Forge. Forge was the other one that wasn't going to be available.
The game is far from what they had anticipated, and they're stripping out stuff.
Okay, well, I'll find a picture because
Wow.
apparently it's not on this
Well, Aaron's,
thing for
Aaron's
some reason.
First Cyberpunk.
Well, now
Halo.
Yeah, and I don't know why. I know COVID became a big. Cyberpunk was a little different, and I understand that COVID probably threw them off, and it's new hardware and stuff like that. But
Excuses.
Actually, I'm sitting here thinking like Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of the best games that was released. Every single sci-fi game, futuristic game, is getting run into the dirt with problems, but Red Dead Redemption 2 is
yeah, Rockstar makes sure that the balls shrink accurately with the
exactly,
temperature.
including
So
my own.
I have a female horse, so that's
First
not
it was
applicable.
Cumberbatch.
That's kind of this.
Now,
Well, no,
We're
you
talking
get the white
about-
horse up in the mountains, and that one's like exclusively female, so you don't get to see that in real time. And I think that's one of the like faster horses in the game, so you're just kind of fucked.
I mean, that's the
Oh.
joke that I had is definitely not appropriate. But I want. Well, did you find
Oh,
the?
it's not playing
If-
with AirPlay.
It's
There we
not
go.
playing with her.
No, it wasn't.
It's sad.
There we go. I don't know if we're gonna have.
Okay.
You know what? It's probably better not have the damn audio because we're
Copyright.
Copyright strike.
yeah, they ended up doing content claims and all sorts of other shit.
Okay, is this going to show
Which
the
seems
console?
really stupid because
It
if
did
it's
it.
if
There
it's
we
an
go.
ad, then why wouldn't you want more people like on shows showing the whatever?
Because the
what
problem-
the fuck do I know?
Because it's
Okay,
the
I'll
way
admit that
It's so
actually
pretty.
That is really
does
pretty.
look really
it
good.
does look really cool. You know
Doesn't
what?
it?
You know what the funny part is though? If I heard this correctly, they've all been scalped already.
All right, hold on. Pause that real quick.
How's
though.
that
wow,
even
that's
Pause that.
shocking.
So you know what the funny thing is?
Right.
If you completely obliterated the Halo Infinite and all that on the left, and you just released footage like that,
I'd still buy it.
and the question is, well, what do people think it is? Because it doesn't look necessarily like Halo.
Yeah,
You
it
could
really
probably get
doesn't.
away with saying Cyberpunk, and people would probably buy it.
I mean, to me, it just looks like.
Well, not
cool
buy
and
it because
fu-
it's Cyberpunk, but buy that it's Cyberpunk related. I mean,
It just looks cool and futuristic. I just get it because it looks nice,
It
and
does.
I like the
Oh, yeah.
stars, and it looks like there's stars on it, and that's enough for me.
And it's got the gold Xbox button. It's a cool touch.
and
Yeah.
the
And the
little,
controller's
little
cool, too.
bows and what. Actually, you know what? Looking closer, it does look more Halo-ish than it did in the yeah.
Joey, what do you think?
it looks like an Xbox.
It is an Xbox.
Thank you, Joey.
Do you have any opinions on the design?
It's an Xbox Series X for those listening.
Oh, sorry guys. It's an Xbox Series X. It looks like an Xbox Series X with stars and lines and a trap door.
Anyway, Aaron, what do
for
you think about it?
For the Xbox.
I know you
to
have some
pee.
wonderful thoughts. You're big into design, and I'm sure you have plenty of opinions that'll actually fucking matter.
What's wrong with mine? I was describing.
Dude, Wet Carrots would have a better opinion of that thing.
I
you
just
just
said-
yeah, you just said what it's got
Stars,
stars and it's got gold
lines.
and it's got lines.
I didn't say gold. I just said lines, and it has a trap door. So
If you could see the damn gold, you probably would have commented on it.
and it has a trap door for it to pee.
Wow.
I'm gonna have a hard time not seeing that now. I'm not gonna lie, because it does look like it has a little button there on the bottom. And you press that, and a little.
It just makes me think of the first Transformers movie when one of them pees on one of the secret agent.
So there. Fuck you. I did a good job.
It is okay. You get a C minus. Aaron,
Fuck you. You get that.
I absolutely love it. Like if I was swimming in money, I would totally try to get my hands on one
But
if I could.
you
Even though you
can't.
said they're already scalped
The
somehow.
scalpers are just savage. They just will not stop. No one's gonna get shit.
You know,
That's a good question, Sam. He asked if it makes any Halo sounds on startup.
Oh, that would be cool.
Is that in
That
the?
would be awesome.
I'm assuming it would because what is it? I think.
Well, we
Sam-
can't listen to the videos.
Do you remember the
that's
Star
true.
Wars edition Xbox 360? They had that.
The Call of Duty Xbox 360. Sam has that one, and the Modern Warfare 3 one, and it did a sound too.
If they're
It-
doing that for 360 and all that shit, they better do it.
Yeah,
for
they
this
would
one.
more than Microsoft does stuff like that. They put that little. I wouldn't. Yeah, there's.
Oh, okay. So I don't know if we missed this part. Sorry, I just got really excited.
That's okay.
It has a blue vent
Did you-
that's inspired by Cortana.
I gotcha.
Like instead of the green vent, it's a blue vent.
Nice.
I thought the new
Oh,
AI
that's
was
cool.
supposed to be blue too.
It might be.
Let's see.
It might be.
I've actually
Kitchen.
seen a thing of that, and actually, I'll admit, I like her. You know, it's funny because I thought I wouldn't like another AI because
In
Cortana
all
was the beta,
fairness,
but
going back to scalpers, this is sad because I genuinely want this to work out. But in the event that the Steam Deck turns out to be a bust, I really hope those scalpers all like, yeah, let me actually buy the physical models and spend all this money in them, and then have them be so busted that they lose like thousands and thousands of dollars.
eBay is doing something about the Steam Deck thing because
Which I
effectively
appreciate.
you can't put your listing up for the item that doesn't it's not
Exist.
out yet. So that kind of hindered them, but I don't think it's going to matter because they know they're just going to go ahead and dump it. That's the whole thing. High demand items, send the bots to the sites, buy up as many as they can. I mean, there was that one 16-year-old that made like his net profits was something like $100,000 or something like that, but his gross profits were like $2 million from fucking scalping.
Scalpers! Unite!
I just
Nope.
And the thing of it is, it's like there has to be a way
what?
Who said
to deal with this. There has to be a way to address this.
There is, but the problem is that a lot of merchants aren't concerned with it because, as far as they're concerned,
Right.
they're selling the product.
Right.
They don't care if one person's buying 10 of them. They
Right.
just care that they're selling 10 of them.
Right, and you need Walmart and Best Buy and the distribution methods that they have. Microsoft and Sony don't have distribution methods like that.
See,
No
if-
company does.
If the government made it illegal
Amazon
to
and
do
Apple.
so, to take a product, create an artificial shortage, and then uptick the price, which they do, but mostly in emergency situations, they actually did something about that, then you could actually legally get these guys. But
Yeah.
it's not on their radar because they're too busy dealing with other stuff they deem more
I've given
important.
up.
And again, like I've said before, this is just a system at the end of the day that looks really nice, and it's not really, oh my god, no, the people can't get their Xboxes. Like, for them, they don't give a fuck. Like, this isn't like a life, like incredibly like life enhancing like object like food is, or electricity or something like that. So it's probably not high on their priority list, but
Well-
it should be tackled.
Honestly, I already have a feeling that someone's going to tackle that because they see how much money scalpers are making off of it, and the government will either put a tax on it, which will fuck them over, or
In a very unscrupulous way.
yeah, or they'll do some sort of
Well, it's income. They
litigation.
already have to get there. If the money gets reported, they're already going to have to pay taxes on it.
They'll have to pay additional tax. Then
They would need
or
fines. Is
something.
really what it would need
fines
to come
or something. Basically, something that they'll encumber them with so much stuff. They'll either have to do a lot
down to. I like
more.
it with the blue vent.
They'll have to do a lot
do
more
too.
effort just to get rid of this all the
If
all
you're
the
making $2 million and you get a fine,
yeah. Well,
Right.
but if you're making $2 million
gives a
and your
fuck?
fine is like 1.5,
Or
They're not going to do 1.5. though.
Or they how about
I'm just saying for example.
how
No,
about
I
they
know.
make it a percentage, like a percentage of like your unscrupulous gains.
Yeah, 100%. Because the
100
problem is
or even 90%, because then at that point it's still not worth it.
Well, there's that. And then there's also they could pass new litigation saying that new
Federal
te-
jail time, something like that.
new technological devices or something can't be resold at a higher rate for I don't know 3 years.
Yeah, because at that point, then also you
yeah,
don't
you'll
need-
have people on sides though saying it's free market. It shouldn't be it shouldn't
Yeah,
be government
that's-
Free
controlled.
market is only good if it's benefiting like the consumer. The thing about free market is that adjustments do have to be made in order to keep it fair.
Yeah,
know?
so that would prevent people from selling it from a higher markup. For example, if this cup here was electronic under that litigation and it was for $5, I'm not trying to say, hey, go to the store, but I'm saying, if this cup was $5 and I was trying to sell it online, I couldn't go, this is $30 like they're doing. I would have to sell it again for 5 or
Also,
less.
The biggest issue is that free market was great back before technology existed, where you could
Well, that's fair.
easily create the
Right.
shortage.
Right.
Like, because now they have
It's not
these-
people buying, it's bots. It's
Yeah.
bots that are doing it. It's not the same as people going in carts. If they did it with, I would be pissed off about it but if somebody was going in there and they just were fast enough to get that many,
I mean, at that point,
Honestly,
you could take
the
it.
stores could easily have a policy limit of one per customer.
Yeah.
they do, but they still get past it somehow. These
Here.
bots are able to get past it. They make a bunch of fake accounts.
No, I'm
wanna
talking about in
stop it?
person.
You
In
want to
person.
stop the scalping?
It's not in.
Okay, I'm yours, Joey.
Yeah.
Stop selling online.
Kelly's telling you to
That's
stop
fair.
chewing on ice at the mic. Hi, Kelly. I'm gonna say it to her now.
Hi, Kelly.
Stop selling
Nice to meet you,
these things
virtually.
online. Unfortunately, that's the way you can stop it.
And
That's fair. That is a very valid point. The only way you can get around that is if you get a group of people. But even then, that's only going to be so many people going in, buying one, and then working for the same like thing.
or mark your pre-order online, but you have to go to a store to pick it up.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
can just simply say, okay, well, can you
Also-
verify you are who you are? So
Yeah.
go ahead, put your money in, all that crap like that, but you have to go to a store to pick it up. Like,
Yeah,
then you
and
just
then
limit
flash
that-
an ID.
Right.
Then it's
Right.
been put into the system, and
Right.
then if matching info comes in, you can't purchase it
That would be
because you
signific-
come in. Yeah,
exactly. That'd be significantly harder because you can't fake a bunch of identities as
I mean
easy.
you can, but
But
as,
you'd have to get a bunch of people to come in too
Yeah.
to be able to do it, and it's just there's
And
ways to do it.
that's risking more than honestly the profit it would be worth. Because what happens if there was an officer waiting? You know, hey, that's identity theft in a way. Because you're you got
Wow,
someone's
yeah,
ID.
there's a bunch of it may not it could just be like a fake ID with some fake ass name that just happens to match
it
stuff.
you could also be like John Smith who lives at this address, and
Right.
then John Smith who lives at this address. It's a
Right.
generic enough name. So unless you were also checking pictures,
Right. And
having,
addresses
like,
and
yeah.
and then it becomes it's such a technical hassle, and then people are going to like that and they're going to complain, and it just becomes
And
this back and
Well,
forth thing.
they could do something similar to kind of how they're doing things in the UK as far as like requiring IDs to make sure that you're 18 years or older to buy something that is specifically like you have to be 21 or older to view this content or something like that. Like they made it a rule that you have to provide some sort of identification to prove that you're old enough. So they could start doing stuff like something like that for those big items that get, because like if you really want an Xbox, like if you're buying it through Microsoft, are you going to be that upset that you have to provide them with some type of like number or a picture of your driver's license? Like it's Microsoft.
True.
I wouldn't
and
care.
In
Honestly,
all
I
fair,
wouldn't
Yeah.
care.
I mean, a
Yeah.
lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh, but the companies have my identity." Bitch, they already have your identity.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, they
know
got
how
you on
much-
Xbox Live. They got you on
they have
PlayStation
you on
Network.
Google. Like
They have
They
your
have you on
tracking your
Steam.
location.
They got you on Facebook. What are you complaining about?
I
So-
mean, yeah, you're already being tracked like 90% of the time
That's
just because
true.
you carry a goddamn phone with you.
Don't inject me
you
with the
know.
vaccine. It'll give me a chip. What about the one in your pocket?
So Sam brought up something, and I think there's actually was a case of this. And correct me if I'm wrong, Mike. I think it was even a PC part manufacturer. Companies putting out their products effectively. What's the terminology for like a person? Like, okay, there's a name for a dude who's like part of a hustle and effectively like.
Ponzi scheme?
It's not a Ponzi scheme.
No,
Like if you're
Ponzi
doing if
scheme's
you're
not.
doing an auction and you have somebody that's out there that buys your product and they continue to just effectively what Sam said is
You're talking about the third party who would buy it and resell it for an upper value and give you a percentage.
effectively the companies are buying their own. There's a term for it. I can't remember what it is. It's not important, but it's effectively you scalp your own product and then resell it. And then it's like, oh, sorry guys, I think there was a company that did that. I think it was MSI.
I don't think it was MSI, but it may have been one of the major providers. Go ahead and look it up. I could be wrong.
Let's see.
I mean, by all means, I very well could be
And you know
wrong.
what? I've heard this theory before. I don't think Microsoft would do that. I don't think Sony would do that. I can see smaller manufacturers of.
What about
of-
Nintendo?
No, Nintendo has no need to do that. I mean,
yeah,
honestly,
Nintendo's doing fine on their own. to be
yeah, they
honest.
really don't. They make so much money, and that's the thing. And I think when it comes to, and this is the thing when it comes to these consoles. Right now, they're in that state where the R&D costs are still not covered. It costs hundreds of millions of dollars to R&D a console. You need the profits from selling the console to make up that cost, right? If you go ahead and you run and you develop a game console and it costs you $500 million to R&D it over the course of 3 or 4 years, you're not just going to take that hit. You need to sell consoles to make that money back and profit. Otherwise, you're negative 500 mil. So, but the problem is that these consoles the manufacturing costs are more expensive than what they're selling the cost for. So like Sony and Microsoft are not at a position to where it's like, no, they need software sales. They need Xbox Live sales. They need service sales. They need that stuff because that's where right now they're making a lot of their money until they can bring down the manufacturing costs, and then we'll get the slim PS5 and the slim Xbox and crap like that.
You know what? That's fine. Let them scalp all the PlayStation 5s, all the Xbox, all the PC equipment. I'll just get a KF console.
Yeah, KFC console. And then the bitch can heat my chicken too. That's fine.
The chicken heat my
Joey's
chicken
getting
and-
triggered.
Sorry, Joey, but it's true. You know no one's going to be getting the KFC console. It's going to be wide open.
Let's see if there's any KFC consoles on
This
eBay.
guy is making-
They're gonna scalp that shit too. I mean, they're gonna
Yeah,
scalp
but
it.
KFC consoles are going to be way too expensive for them to just scalp
These
as
motherfuckers drop 70 grand scalping this shit.
well. Shit.
And then
They-
they'll make back like double that.
They'll make it back. They sell it at triple MSRP and they make it back. I mean, it's insanity.
Then people need to stop buying it.
And that's the problem.
Wow, that's
easier
almost
said than
like
done.
people like me don't have. I mean, I wouldn't do it from a scalper because it's always way too expensive for my blood, and even then, I still wouldn't want to do it. But like we've seen people who are impatient or like, oh, my kid keeps asking for one, and I have the money, I'll just throw it down.
Right. It's the problem is the people who have the money. It's not a big deal. They're gonna do it.
It's really easy for people to sit there and say, oh, yeah, we just don't need to buy it. And then you think of all the impatient
You saw that
motherfuckers
too.
who are just like, no.
God damn it, Sam.
One might say she's attractive.
I'll give you a 6.3 on that.
I give him an F.
Okay, different
A
grade
zero.
scales.
An F for fuck you.
It's a straight zero.
Fuck.
Well,
Corny.
we're gonna do a little bit of a mini segment here. We went 6 minutes over. We're gonna do a week to week
Here we go.
little thing. We're waiting for Sam to get on the show, and then we're gonna do the beer of the week thing. It's gonna be a whole thing. But right now, we're gonna do rant of the week, and you know we'll just see how it goes, right? So it's just gonna be a little short thing because I had that phone that I've been talking about, the Sony Xperia Mark III, or Sony Xperia 1 Mark III. Weird name.
Made by Iron Man.
Seriously, but it was supposed to come in today, and we were talking about Amazon earlier. Amazon decided
And when did you pre-order it?
in July, so I pre-ordered in early July. It was supposed to arrive technically this Monday, and then they delayed it like 2-3 weeks ago to be this Thursday. Well, it was supposed to get delivered today. It didn't ship. I had a feeling it was going to get delayed, but whatever. They said it still said, the system still said it was going to be there by fucking 10 p.m. First of all, who the fuck is out there delivering phones at 10 o'clock at night?
I don't care how late they say that they're delivering till. I've never had something delivered that late.
I've had some delivered at 8 p.m. That's
Every
the
time,
latest.
every
I had
time
the
I've
same
seen
day,
something
8
at
p.m.
10 p.m., I've always received it end of business. That's every time any time I've ever seen anything from Amazon.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll get it at 10 p.m. It's always like 5:30
Yeah.
or 6 o'clock.
I've
It's
never
always their
seen-
last delivery.
But Aaron and I were out about one time when we came back from Joey's. There were fucking Amazon trucks at the gas station. It was like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. There's an Amazon fulfillment center not too far away, so
Right on
it's
Finley Road.
yeah. It's,
What you don't know is those guys stole those trucks and stole the stuff inside. They were on the
you
getaway.
know what?
There were
There's
like
problems
3
with
of
them,
them.
with some of them doing that shit. That's actually an issue with some of these
Oh, yeah.
consoles and stuff, and people aren't receiving. I think one lady ordered a PS5, and I think I may have misread it.
A
It was
rice
just in
cooker?
passing. No, there was a poo in the box. So the delivery person, took the PS5 out, and instead of just giving.
Are you sure it wasn't Are you sure it wasn't?
I could be
the
misreading it.
Merchants who, I mean,
Unlikely Amazon did it. It's more than likely.
No. I mean, you never know. Like, there are fake names that go under Amazon. And I know this because, like, I was going to buy some products off of Amazon. A lot of people are saying this is not the same type of product you would actually receive if you went in store.
I don't know if it was sold by Amazon. I don't know if it was sold through Amazon. I don't know who the seller was.
Okay.
And again, this was just in passing. And
I
I
mean,
just
it
thought it
could
was
be.
really funny.
I'm
there
not
was a poo.
denying.
It is funny.
It's a piece of shit.
I'm not denying that a delivery person could do that because there are actual like Ring videos of them taking a picture of the item and then picking it back up and walking away with it.
I believe this was the delivery person, and delivery people were talking about it. They were saying, "I'm just going to fucking steal this thing because if they can't prove that I do," like you see them on social media admitting to it because I'll sell the thing for $3,000. They're like, even if I get fired, that's more money I'm going to make off selling this thing than I ever have doing this fucking job.
And that's
Do
why
you
you
see-
pre-order through like Best Buy so that you can go and pick it up in person.
These
Well, that's the
are-
funny thing. GameStop had problems where they had their own employees selling the shit off the side.
Oh.
The problem with these Amazon drivers is that they're overworked
And underpaid.
And underpaid, yeah.
because I was looking at this. There's these guys. There was something I was reading that some of these drivers have said that they literally can't stop to go to the bathroom. That they literally are told
Yeah.
to pee in a bottle.
Yeah, they're told to pee on
See,
themselves or in a
and
bottle. Yes.
Yeah,
And that's
and
trash.
and they have to do about 225
Yeah. They have
stops.
They have quotas.
And that's asinine. And I was actually about to say that before everyone hopped in. It was just, they're not being paid enough to care. And honestly, like if you're at the end of your wits, but you can get $3,000, that would be more than you would make in 2 weeks.
Right.
That'd also be something to survive off of before you get another job. And you're not going to use that job as a reference anyways. Who the fuck cares? Just do it. You know, I
Honestly.
can't blame anyone at that point.
Not at that pressure. And the fucked up part of it is, Amazon is in a position, or at the very least, like if you were to play devil's advocate hard, they were in a position where they could pay their employees significantly more, because during the pandemic, Amazon was making so much money they had to modify the website because their fulfillment centers were about to max out on capacity, meaning they could not fulfill more orders. So they actually had to modify the site to make less money. They had to modify the site to get less orders. The things that worked, they took them off. For a while there during the pandemic, you didn't see people who bought this also bought this. Those are called call to action buttons. They got rid of all that crap temporarily to reduce the orders because they were making. So at that point, if you're making so much money, fuck you, Bezos. You don't
Basically.
need. You can go
Well,
to space with 10
Jeffrey
billion. You can go to
Bezos.
space with 20 billion. You can go to space with 150
I
billion.
love how you keep, but here's the thing: you keep saying Bezos, Bezos, Bezos. It's not just Bezos.
I know it's
the
not just
board
Bezos,
of
but it's the
directors.
board of directors.
Yeah.
And you are 100% right.
So-
But fuck Bezos.
So basically,
Fuck Amazon leadership.
I'm about to say, yeah.
It's a yeah.
Fuck all the people who
It's-
make,
you're right, Joey.
who
It's
get to decide
It's not directly him.
how much money people get paid. And instead they're saying, no, they're fine where they're at. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you for running them into the ground like you do. Fuck you for underpaying them. Just fuck off.
There are a
Right?
few ways that could easily make things better for the Amazon drivers. One could be, I don't know, refit the vans to actually include a small little porta potty or something on the inside.
Or let them stop to use
Or
a
let them stop to
bathroom.
use the bathroom. That's another thing. Maybe slightly lessen the amount of packages they have to deliver. That way they have more time on their hands. They can actually take a break. You know, something.
Or just
Or
have better
incre-
fucking logistics and know that a phone can't go out, you know, before, like, because we took the day off because we wanted to review the phone and start using the phone. So that's why it's fucking irritating, because it's like by 10 a.m., you're still telling me it's going to be here by 10 p.m. and it's not in the truck yet?
And when is
Probab-
it supposed to be delivered now?
Now it's September 14th. So it's like, it's not hard. You have this many orders, this many units. I can understand you may put in, like, the airlines put in some buffer for, like, canceled orders you want to fulfill, you don't want. But the night before, you know it's not on the truck. You know you don't have a unit marked. You know which ones are going out. Like,
But
what
now
the fuck?
It's September 14th.
See, that's-
so
2 weeks- yeah,
they
2
don't
weeks out.
even have it.
Right.
That hurts you even more because you're doing a review. Reviews are best done when the product's fresh. By
Right.
the time September 14th comes out, and you get the package, it's
Right.
day late, dollar
Yeah,
short.
Yeah.
it's already going to be tough enough. And I wanted to do it for the review. I'm still going to get the phone because I still plan on doing the review. I'm still very excited about the phone, and I still want to do a lot with that phone. But it just is very irritating because if there's a company who should have the software to know the accuracy of deliveries, and Amazon's usually really good with that shit. When they say a specific day, more often than not when it's wrong, it's here early.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, there was a problem with that phone when it came. It was supposed to, the official release date was the 19th of this month. So that was last week. And people were getting them fucking early. People were getting them a few days early because they were shipping them out. And that's not uncommon. And sure, it sucks. You know, you want the, you know, the street date's the street date. You fine, whatever, right? But fuck all that. But it's like, I just don't understand. And I want to understand, like, why the fuck?
Greed.
I think
They
it's shitty
they
software.
should know like pretty immediately because Amazon orders are placed through the internet, like you were saying, like it's done through a software, and so the software should be able to tell you like we're going to have this many orders. We'll send them out based on who ordered it first. Okay, this many people have already ordered it, so we know, hey, we're a month in advance, but we're going to have to tell you that we have to delay it because too many people ordered ahead of you. And then, like, if it, like, they should just know as soon as they get the next batch when your phone is going to be going
Right.
out. Like, you're right. It shouldn't be the day of when it was
Right.
supposed to be shipped that you find out that they don't even have it in stock right now.
Right.
Like, they have the technology to be able to tell you that ahead of time.
Yeah, at least a day ahead.
Honestly.
At least a day ahead.
At minimum.
Honestly,
Amazon has to be working under the concept of if it's not broke, don't fix it. If all of our employees haven't quit, if we're still making a bunch of money, you know, if we're still exceeding the bottom line, why should we care about it?
And that's how most companies do this shit. At the end of the day, I still continue to buy the phone. So they're like, then we're good.
honest.
With everyone, sorry, I keep
That's
cutting you
okay.
off.
Go
One more
ahead. Go
thing.
for it.
But with everything moving towards online, you know, like a lot of in-store merchants are moving towards online and closing down, which sucks for me, who likes to go into the store and feel the clothes and actually like physically
Yeah.
try on the clothes, especially
Yeah.
with women's fucking clothes, because
Seriously.
fuck you sizing.
Seriously.
Maybe I need to make that app.
I think you should.
Don't say it. I want to tell you an app idea that I had
Okay.
to specific in just
After
the
the podcast.
yeah, because it's
It's a good app.
I always recommend people to do apps. Apps are very easy, you know. I
Yeah.
mean, well, not easy,
We'll
but
see.
like they're innovative enough to where if you do it and it's a good idea, you have a good chance of it being seen, being used, etc. You know, my friend's doing an app herself, and you know, from what she was telling me about it, I think it's a great idea, and I can't wait for you to meet her. To be honest, it's either going to go really good or really bad, and either way, it's going to be entertaining as fuck.
I usually don't get bad impressions of people. You know, you have to. It takes time to gauge people, but sometimes people think I'm just a complete fucking asshole right off
I
the.
mean,
I could-
her personality is very similar to that. Like she's very like
Yeah, fuck that.
Where'd you get that pencil from?
I'll take that, thank you.
No.
Nope.
no, I'm fiddling with it.
Okay, real quick.
Wait.
So,
wait.
Mike, did you have something
Yes.
that you wanted to say? And then after you're done, we'll move on to the next story because we're really
Yeah.
pressed on time.
Honestly, it's gone. It's off in the wild.
I'm so sorry.
I've got no idea.
Sam suggests a 6-pack of beer with every shift for the Amazon drivers.
Yes, please.
While they're driving. Yeah.
Hey, it gives them a
Absolutely.
bottle to piss in, right?
Those orders are gonna get there so fucking fast. Just blow through red lights.
Yeah.
Blowing through red lights, driving through people's yards. It's fine. We'll be fine.
Yeah, see, and then we have Kristen here who's saying Amazon definitely knows they start pulling the order pretty soon after. Yes, see, and I you know what? I think I've seen that, right? Preparing to ship on Amazon, they pull it and they get it. Yes, she's 100% right. They fucking know. Just tell me.
I
like,
remember.
fine, delays happen. Just fucking tell me. Maybe there's a glitch in the system. Yada yada. Not on a fucking $1,000. Not on an item like that. Not on an item like that. On an item
They
like
don't
that.
want to lose the sale.
I
They don't
remember
want you to
now.
go somewhere else that has it already, dog.
Yeah, Sony.com. Anyway,
I now remember what I was gonna say.
Okay.
There was a way that Amazon's leadership, their upper class or whatever, their fucking board of directors, Jeff Bezos and everyone else up on the cloud up there. Yeah. So there's a way they would actually make things better for their employees, but it's kind of slippery. They could probably have some sort of a thing where they go in, like people go in and from the government, and they check on the happiness of their employees, how the status of life or whatever for their employees, and if the morality is really high, then they give them like one hell of a tax buff. That would probably.
I've always.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that because I'm on this very similar page with you on that one. All right, let's move into the next one though. So we have this next one. Aaron, do you want to walk us in? This one I believe was
Yeah.
sent. This one's correlated. We'll combine the next two because Brandy sent in one that's similar. We'll just it's Apple shit, but they're fucking up. They're fucking up. So what do we got?
Okay. So, we have Apple has made this new plan to try to reduce the child sexual abuse with images. And there's apparently a lot of controversy around the 3 ideas. One of them, did you send the link out? Just curious.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah, I had it ready. There we go. Yep, we got the link, guys.
One of them isn't as controversial. It's whenever you search something related to child sexual abuse, it will either send you to something so that you can report it or so that you can get help for it, assuming like you have the problem. But then there's also one where if a child that is 12 or under sends or receives a nude picture or sexually explicit pictures, it will be able to send it to the parent so that the parent knows what's going on. And then it will also obscure any images for any users under 18. And then the other one is that, and it seems to be the most controversial, which I don't know, personally, I don't find it too bad to a degree, but they plan to scan all of your pictures before they're uploaded to iCloud so that they can recognize any child abuse or child sexual images that may be on your phone and then send them to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children in case there's a potential match for any children that have been missing or anything like that.
This all seems positive. I mean, it seems positive to me, but then again, I don't send any pictures that are so, like, that, you know, it becomes like this. I don't want people scanning that and putting it in their phone. I don't know. I mean, that's just me. For me, this all just seems fairly fair, and I can only imagine the people who are nervous about it are just people who are sending nudes, you know, which, again, that's, you know, your choice, but
Yeah.
anything you send is probably on the cloud anyway,
Yeah.
somewhere.
Well,
I mean,
look,
I understand though that like what.
You.
Sorry, what was I gonna say?
Oh.
Um,
No.
I understand like people being kind of skeptical of having all of their images scanned in the first place because of like privacy reasons, but they're not sending those pictures to the police, according to the article from The Verge. They're sending it to like missing persons. So it's not like they're trying to implicate you immediately for anything that you're doing.
Yeah.
They're just like, hey, this information might be able to
Right, but
help
the-
you find somebody who's missing,
The problem is false positives. So, like, we don't know
which is true.
what can get sent where and what headaches that can make. Joey, looks like what do you got?
Here's but the thing is that this can be all solved easily. When you purchase a phone, you have to show you have your information of how old you are when you purchase a phone. Usually, when you go to AT&T, they already have they have your age, they have all this. So anyone that's under 18. So if you go with your parents, whatever the case is, and you're under 18 years old, they can either their phone will be automatically set up for this. People that are our age, and they already have our age, they should just not worry about that then, right?
Yeah.
So it's not really. This isn't a hard thing to do. If they just, it's common sense. Kids get a phone, okay, that's automatically on there. You buy a phone or I buy a phone, it's automatically
See,
on.
and I see the parent one, the original one. I didn't know about that one. I must have skimmed over it. I do see the value in like, hey, parent, this is going on. No different than if they're, you know, watching like something on fucking HBO they shouldn't be watching. I think the issue is here, and I think, and I believe I'm going to fuck this up, but I believe the issue is a Fourth Amendment violation issue, at least in the United States, because you are searching people's private shit looking for what could potentially be seen as a crime without probable cause. So it's a search.
But
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying is that search.
If it's the Fourth Amendment, I think it
that
might be.
search, and I understand, like, especially in today's day and age, kids are growing up saying the first word comes out of their mouth, "My rights." But
Yeah, it's the Fourth.
Or kids looking for attention from adults that they shouldn't be doing, and adults saying, but they came on to me. Well, you're the adult in the situation. You should be telling them that, no, I'm not going to participate, or you should be vetting this
Well,
instead of just, you know.
But that's what I'm trying to say is that when you have a kid and they have that program on their phone or whatever the case is, look, do I think do I fear for the Fourth Amendment? No. Now, if that was like something with you or Aaron or anyone else here and that we're of age and we're sitting there sending nudes or whatever the case is to, this is going to sound bad, but let's say, Brandy, you send nudes to Mike, and Don, you send nudes to Aaron, whatever the case is,
and Joey sends news to all of us.
with a chicken. But but what I'm trying to say
He had
is
his
that
hand up.
all of our phones would be able to do that without any issue because we are of age.
Yeah,
To
so
a
you're saying
degree.
hard lock it with age, pretty much, like the age of the person
That's
of
all I'm
owning
saying,
the phone.
yeah.
Yeah, that would be very intelligent. then.
There
But
is.
what about when you are an adult with an iPhone, and then, sorry, I'm doing that to look at Joey. What if you're an adult with an iPhone, but you get sent a picture from a kid who doesn't have this program on their phone?
Well, it's not a program on the phone. It's done via the iCloud. It's
No,
done via
I know.
Apple servers.
He's talking about it being a program on the phone.
I see.
Well,
I see.
I thought it was a program. Okay,
Maybe they
iCloud.
make it something automated. So anytime like
It
you
is
set up
automated.
no, I'm saying like his program.
But here,
Anytime you get a kid who has it, they're in the Verizon store or AT&T or T-Mobile or wherever you want to get away from the empire. They're sitting there typing everything in. Oh, person's age 12. All right, activate phone. As soon as they activate the phone, it knows it's 12. Puts the program on.
But this
right.
is an Apple-only feature, so like if you're not on Apple, is that still gonna work? It becomes my first issue. The second issue is to what Joey's saying. Like, yeah, you get something from a kid, but if you didn't initiate anything and you weren't trying to say anything,
that's what Aaron was saying.
yeah.
He
Exactly.
Said, yeah. But no, I'm
There
going
is
to
a-
answer that question here. What beautiful thing about phones, whether it's iPhone or Android, if the kid says, it's weird to say this, but if a kid sends you a naked photo of themselves, right?
That is so weird to say out loud. Oh God!
Camera. It was so direct. If a kid sends you a
Go to their parents. Go to their parents right away. Be like, I didn't do it.
No, trust me. I'm like, do I say? But I'm being serious.
There's no other way to say it. Keep
yeah.
going.
Yeah.
Keep
But
going.
if you get that,
Complete Circuit does not condone
no.
children
No,
sending naked pictures.
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
But what
Keep
you
going.
do turn around is this: don't respond. Don't respond, and then what you do is
Cry.
either you go to the cops, the police station, and be like, listen, I got this. Here's proof that I didn't say shit. This was sent to me, and here's the number. Otherwise, if you know where that person is, you go to and you tell the parents. There's those two choices. And as fucked up as it is to think about, in today's age, you have to take those precautions.
But what if you want it?
If
What
you want
if
it,
you're an adult that wants that picture and the kid, like, so you would have to be an adult that has those kind of measures on your phone because otherwise nobody's going to know and you're the one in the wrong for
yes, but here's the
implicating
thing: the kid sent the picture, right, and then the whoever it is sends a picture back,
it. Yeah, or if they
That
say
phone
like, "Hey,
automatically-
send me that picture."
but the phone blocks it.
Which phone?
I'm talking
If
about
the kid has an
iPhones.
Android.
Yeah, but you still have to scan it, identify it, and
I'm
let's
talking
say
about iPhones. If you're talking about Android, again, this is only
Google
an
has the
iPhone.
same technology to be able to do the same thing, technically speaking. These are
I
neural
mean, they
networks
would
running
have-
in servers.
yeah.
They would
Look,
have to team up, though. That's the thing,
They-
and
yeah.
we don't know if they will. I mean, this is getting so much pushback. I can almost imagine Google being like, "Well, about that." But in the same vein, I get what Joey's saying, and I feel like Chris Hansen's gonna burst in our door and be like, "Hey, take a seat. Can we talk to you for a second?" You know. But ultimately, at
We
the
have
end of
your
the
Apple ID right here.
We get your Apple ID. I see you got some pizza there. What do you get the pizza for?
I see your Apple ID also has several other
From
images of
Yeah.
inappropriate
I
children.
think what I think really, and because those are edge cases, and there's definitely a lot to it. And I don't think like the idea is in the right. It's to prevent this kind of stuff from happening. It's to protect children, and those are all good
Here's
things.
the thing: we don't need to worry about this. It's never going to go through.
well,
No,
here's,
Apple has the complete ability to do this.
here's
I
the
feel
thing.
like it
I
will.
have
Yes,
I
but
have,
they
I have a thing about
need-
this.
They would need that FDIC to approve this.
I don't think they do.
I believe.
don't think they do.
Yeah,
I
they
think-
can't just do it, and because they're Apple, they can't just.
I think they do. It's
automatically
part of
do
the
it.
software. It's basically you'd have to agree to the terms that says that.
Which everybody does because like nobody reads them.
Yeah, I think it's part of their service.
They
I
can
mean,
get in a lot of trouble.
Sell your immortal soul.
I-
Okay,
there
yeah,
there
sure,
might
go
be
ahead.
some. You're right. There might be some. There might be some federal level stuff that's going to come after them. But I mean, Samsung TVs, smart TVs, but specifically Samsung, and you have to actively go in and turn this off. If you use the smart apps, or if you use like Roku and shit like that, the TV watches the shit that you watch to try to content ID it, so it can make you recommendations for fucking ads on your shit. And that to me is kind of like, because again, it's the false positive problem. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff, the nuances
get
of
what
that.
you're
But when you have
saying.
computers watching shit,
Yeah,
that's where shit gets weird.
it is weird, but here's the thing: this is something. This is more than you know. What I mean,
Yeah, this is
a lot
definitely more. Yeah, no, I was just, it's a loose
No,
parallel.
Yeah, but
it's-
I'm just saying I don't see this going through. I see Apple. I see. Yeah, they can make it where we can read about it. I do not see this going through.
I don't know if we're going to have time for this story. Go ahead, Mike.
I was just gonna say like
To do it next week, maybe.
I don't know about you guys. I like traditional art. Do you guys like traditional art?
Yeah.
There's a point. I swear.
Okay.
I like artists like Bosch, and there's a bunch of other artists out there like I'm just not gonna start listing names, but let's say for the sake of sakes, because in the history of software, there's never ever been a malfunction. I go send Dom a picture of something that I scanned that was of classic art, and it gets flagged as child pornography because there's a malfunction in the software, or whatever.
They do have people, like, it does say
They
that
get vetted?
it sends it, it sends it to a, like, group or, like, a second checking kind of area just to make sure that what it originally flagged is
Okay, see, I did
correct.
not know that.
Wait a minute.
So I'm just like, I sent a picture to him. All of a sudden, I got a fucking detective at the door. Like, excuse me, so we need to
Yeah.
talk to you.
Wait,
what
if
the
you're
fuck?
so-
going to do this,
I-
how long
I
does the
forgot
text
about it.
message take to go through then?
No, so what it'll do is it'll go through when you have the photo on your phone. It's going to get uploaded to iCloud. Should you have that enabled, the iCloud servers are going to scan it,
That is part 3.
and then they're going to determine a true false value if it meets that thing, and then those will get sent to get vetted probably by humans before anything is done.
Yeah, yeah.
Look,
legally.
if a human has to vet child porn, I really hope that they're A, being paid well, and B, have
they're not
access
pedophiles.
that their therapy and get like background checked first. Like, because yeah, that in itself is potentially problematic.
And that the software itself doesn't actually leak out into the. This is going to because.
Oh God.
Yeah, exactly. You're
I mean,
fact,
it's-
yeah, you can see how things start to get really fucking weird.
I can't tell you, just real quick, I know we're at the end, but I can't tell you how many of those shows like Forensic Files and stuff like that I've watched where after they catch the person, especially in moments like this, they do end up finding a bunch of pictures that they took of that person while they're like restrained or, you know, whatever, on their phone. And if it could help, if they could do this for like murders and stuff too,
Yeah.
not just
True.
child
Trophies and stuff like that. Yeah.
You know what?
It could help solve a lot of unsolved crimes.
Here's the thing that I,
But
To-
a lot of
to
the
a
times,
degree.
I feel like most of the time they'd be intelligent enough to make sure that their phone is like off grid, flip phone, something
Right.
like that.
They
You
wouldn't
would
necess-
think not
you
everyone's
would think-
that
I mean,
smart.
yeah, not
Yeah,
everyone.
there are a lot of dumb people out there.
Yeah,
But the
there are.
ones that aren't being caught are the
Yeah.
smart ones, so and that's the problem.
I have one last thing that I want to add, kind of off what Aaron just said. I'm trying to remember what it was now. It's fleeting.
Forensic Files.
Is it
A
in
lot
the
of
wild?
a lot
Oh,
of
yes,
people
now I remember what it was.
tape photos.
I don't know who's heard this story before, but Facebook got into a little bit of trouble a few years ago, and it is related. A woman who had a very religious conservative family. She was homosexual. She was gay. She was a lesbian, and the Facebook's algorithm figured out that that's what she was based off of non-related things
Oh,
like
gosh.
certain shoes or this or that, and it made the correlation, and it outed her to her family because of something that got shown or something like that.
Shit.
My point is, if it can do that, I'm willing to bet with a little bit of effort, instead of scanning shit, you can look at people's patterns and their behaviors, right? Because you're going to
Yeah.
catch these people
Yeah.
that do this shit. So it's like, okay, if Facebook's going to fucking track what everybody's doing anyway, let's go ahead and get a fucking an online profile and then slowly build it up and then use your detection there in that way. And then maybe if you have to do it, then, scan that person's fucking
Joey
photos.
looks like he has an
Yeah.
opinion on this.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, we're done. It's over. We can
Yeah.
just-
We're
This will
closing
be
it
an
up.
after
Yeah,
the
because I don't want to go over more time.
Yeah, we're sorry guys. This was a good
playing
one.
the
but-
circuit late podcast.
Yeah, you know what? We were thinking about doing an overtime, like maybe on the Clips channel or something like that. Well, anyway, guys, we really appreciate you guys coming in. We will be back on next week. Mike will not be here. He's only in town for the weekend, but we do love having you on the show. Brandy will obviously be here as always because, just like us, she has nothing else better to do but do this crazy-ass show. But thank you guys for watching. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to turn on the notifications. Set it to all so you guys know. 8 o'clock next week, Central Time, that is. And we will see you next week. Talk to you soon.
Later.
Bye.